Hallo iedereen die kijkt naar deze video. Mijn naam is Ivy van de werkgroep Access Consciousness Benelux. En ik heb hier bij mij Hanne Stigaard, die een Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider, facilitator is over heel de wereld. Hallo Hanne.
Hi.
Hanne heeft, zoals ik al zei, faciliteert de Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider klasse over de hele wereld. En ik spreek even dan op mijn telefoon. Die geeft in Austria, dus dat wil zeggen, Austria is Zwitserland of Oostenrijk. Oostenrijk, de UK, Denemarken, Spanje en Nederland. Dus er is binnenkort een klas in Nederland op 8 en 9 september. Dus het is een tweedaagse klas. En ik had graag jullie laten genieten van wat dat nu precies is en waarom zou je zo'n klas kiezen. Dus ik zal in het Engels praten met Hanne. Hanne is van Denemarken. En ik zal dan ondertussen ook vertalen. So, hello, Hanne. I don't know if you understood some stuff, what I was telling you.
I got most of it because there is a similarity between Danish and Dutch. Yes, got it.
Awesome. So, my question would be is, what is a conscious horse, conscious rider class?
Well, it's a 2-day class, and where we play with the tools, all the core tools of access consciousness with horses. And so we do theory around horses and around access, and then we play with the core tools. We play with around 20 of the body processes from access body class. And we play a lot with energy. We play a lot with the horses, with the communication and connection.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there to translate into Dutch. Deze klas is eigenlijk een tweedaagse klas waar je gaat gaan spelen met de core tools van Access met de paarden. Dus er is een stuk theorie en dan zijn er ook nog 20 bodyprocessen waarmee je aan de slag kan gaan tijdens deze klas. Alright, keep going!
And one of the fun things about the class is that we do theory like for an hour and a 1.5 hour, and then we go and play with the horses with the tools that we just talked about. And then we have a little bit more theory, then we play with the horses again. So it's a very practical and very hands-on dynamic class where we move around and try out the techniques right away.
Ja, oké. Dus deze klas gaat als volgt, dat je zo'n uurtje of een uurtje en een half heb je theorie en daarna ga je dan meteen in de praktijk gaan oefenen met de paarden. Dus het is zoals Hanne het zegt, een zeer hands-on praktische klas.
Yes, exactly.
And so I've done a Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider class with Hanne Stigaard. So ik heb dus verleden jaar een klas gedaan bij Hanne. Dat was dan 4 dagen. Dat was de Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider Deluxe. Maar dat je ook wat meer tijd had om met de paarden te oefenen. En wat ik niet dacht dat ik uit deze klasse kon halen, maar wat wel zo is gebleken, is dat voor mij te weten dat ik heel wat dingen weet. So I was telling Hanne Stigaard that I did this class with you as well in Spain. It was like 4 days instead of 2, the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider Deluxe. Yep. And for me, it was a lot about acknowledging that I know, which was so not what I was thought that I would get out of this class.
Yeah, that's the thing when it's a horse class, that we go play with the tools right away, and with the horses it is so clear everything gets more clear when we're with the horses.
Ja, en zoals ze zegt, alles, als je met paarden werkt, is alles zo klaar en duidelijk. So Hanne, one of the things that you told so beautifully in the class was the horses are here to do on this planet.
Yes.
What is that?
Yes, that's right. The horses are here as a breed to contribute to people with energy and awareness. And that we see totally in the class.
Ja, dus Hanne zegt dat de paarden hier eigenlijk maar voor één doel zijn op deze planeet. En dat is om bij te dragen aan ons aan gewaarwording, aan energie. So Hanne, my next question is what makes that so special to have the tools of access in action with these horses?
Well, first of all, they are where we are thriving to be. So they are present. They're not living in the past or in the future. They are present. They're here now. And they have no conclusions and they have no judgments. So they are where we're actually trying to be, working on getting there. So they are such an inspiration. Yeah, I can continue when you translate that. Yeah.
Wel, dank u. Hanne zegt dat paarden niet in het verleden zijn en die hangen ook niet vast aan hun points of views. En ik ben volledig vergeten wat Hanne zei. Oh ja, die hebben helemaal geen oordeel over jou. En dat is echt wel een cadeau. En thank you for saying that. Like for me, that was the thing that I was like really was asking for is to be around people and things that have no judgment, and it's exactly that space that I've noticed that everything is possible, and you'll get more of you. You will want to have more of you.
Yeah. Yeah, they really show us also what is possible when we're not so limited by our points of views and conclusions and all of that, and our not receiving and all that. Like a horse will receive a body process in 2, 3, 4 minutes, where we spend an hour and a half, and that's only about the level of receiving that we're willing to have.
Ja, dus paarden zijn zeer aanwezig en die kunnen heel gemakkelijk bodyprocessen ontvangen in enkele minuten, waarbij dat bij ons mensen dat wel gemakkelijker wat langer is. Dus zij ontvangen heel dynamisch. I love that. I love that about horses.
Yes, they are very inspiring also because they don't do the conclusions, and they are they show us what is possible. And when we play with the communication with horses, that's one of my favorite parts of the class. Horses speak horse very loud and clear, and that's energy. They're speaking energy, and we are thriving to learn to speak energy. Well, when you're standing with a person, like you're asking for people with more awareness and more clarity or whatever, no judgments in your world, because it's easier to be around it. And when you want to learn to speak energy clear, when you're standing next to a person, well, we're both like maybe 10% there, but a horse is 100% there. So you're playing against that, then it gets so much more clear than if you're playing with somebody that's also only like 10% there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Ja.
Zeer leuk. Dus Hanne zegt dat, kortom, als je de taal van energie wilt leren, dat het eigenlijk ideaal is bij paarden, omdat paarden 100% aanwezig zijn. Als je met iemand anders speelt die niet 100% aanwezig is, bijvoorbeeld 10%, dan kan dat nog wel heel wat een confusion opleveren. En bij paarden is het er meteen. Het is duidelijk. Ja, hoe wordt het nog beter dan dat? Yes.
Yes, and there's something else is happening in the horse classes too, because they contribute with a lot of awareness to us people. So in every class, it very quickly is around the people, the participants in the class, because that's where the limitations often are. So and the horses will point that out to us. The horses will point out if you're not being the leader of your life. They will give you the awareness of or where you're not being you and where to go from there.
Yes, dus paarden laten we nu heel gemakkelijk zien waar iedereen is op dat moment in de klas. And what I've noticed when I was in the class with you, Hanne, was like, which was so interesting for me, that so we get the theory, and then you go into you work with the horses. Yep. And then you basically ask everyone's awareness, like, so what do you know? Like, what can you contribute to the horse? Or what can you receive from the horse? And it was so, for me in the beginning, like everybody was like, not sure what to say, not sure what to think, is mine well? And then you get like, everybody's awareness was different. Yeah. And for me, that was such a gift. Like, fuck, I'm different, and that's exactly what is required. Yes,
exactly. We all contribute with something different, and we are, like you say, we are different. So the awareness that we have around anything is different, and we can contribute with our part.
Ja. Dus wat ik in de klas voor mij ondervond, en wat dat zo'n bijdrage was, is dat in het begin was iedereen, dus je wordt uitgenodigd achter de theorie om dan eigenlijk in de praktijk in de vraag te gaan bij het paard waarmee je werkt. En dat in het begin iedereen zo wat achterdochtig was van oké, wat moet ik zeggen, ben ik wel juist, tralalala. Maar toen dat iedereen zo loskwam, merkte dat iedereen een andere gewaarwording en bijdrage kon zijn. En dat is zo'n mooi cadeau.
And it is funny that the thing with the horses contribute with energy and awareness. You can feel it in the class that they provide a space and an energy that literally lift people forward in awareness and in what they are choosing. And that's just so beautiful to see, the contribution that they are.
Wauw. Dus Hanne zegt dat in zo'n klasse met paarden dat je werkt, dat paarden echt die ruimte creëren voor jou om te weten wat je weet en jou nog verder te gaan catapulteren in wie je werkelijk bent en kan zijn.
So it's very, I like the class as well because it's a different people. There are access people that has taken a lot of access classes, and there are horse people that has never ever been in an access class before. And I love the contribution that we can be to each other there.
Dus er is geen één soort mensen die deze klas volgen. Er zijn mensen die nog nooit van Access hebben gehoord en die al heel veel met paarden hebben gewerkt. Of er zijn mensen die al lang Access hebben gevolgd. Of de mensen ertussenin. Dus alles is mogelijk. En het is zeer leuk te zien welke bijdrage dat zij aan elkaar kunnen zijn in de klas.
Yes, yeah. I often see access people come into class that has done many access classes, and all of a sudden, I think it's very much due to the energy and the space that they are like, oh, now I see it, now I get it, because it just gets so clear when you're with the horses and you're playing with the tools with the horses, isn't it like that? Yeah. It's like, yes. Oh, now I see it.
Yes. Yes, Hanne zegt dat mensen die al zo lang in Access bezig zijn met de tools en die dan plots naar zo'n klas komen en dat ze dan uiteindelijk na al die tijd het zien en zo van, oh ja, dit is het, wat ik ervoor niet kon doen. Dus ja, paarden creëren die ruimte zodanig dat het zeer duidelijk is. Yeah. Can you say something about the venue maybe?
Oh, they're different from place to place. Are we talking about Spain?
Oh no, this one is the one in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. I don't actually know. I'm not sure about where the I think it's on there. I haven't even looked at it
Yeah.
because the host there has found a venue. But the venue for the horse classes is always on a ranch of some kind where there are horses. So and we usually have the coffee room to do theory, and then we're playing with the horses either outside on the field if the weather permits it or allows it, or otherwise in their riding house or something like that. Yeah.
Cool.
And I don't know, you can see the name of the venue is on their event, so people can go in and have a look at.
Yes, totally. And who is the host? Who's hosting your class?
Xandra, Xandra, Xandra.
Ja, en dan Xandra Schoenmakers?
Xandra Braxhoofden or something like that. Braxhoofden, Xandra.
Okay, that's what I have to look. Okay.
No, I don't remember the name.
Dus we hebben voorlopig, ik zal dus even in het event moeten gaan kijken waar de klas precies doorgaat en wat de achternaam van Sandra is, zodanig dat je ook echt wel met al jouw vragen over de venue, waar het is, zodat je als je praktische vragen hebt hierover, dat je de informatie krijgt die je wenst. So, Hanne, we're almost like on 20 minutes. I have like a last question. If there would be anything else that we can share right now about the class, about horses.
Well, yeah, if there is one thing I would like to mention, then it is, of course, there's a lot. It's for horse people, and that is from if you just like horses, or if you're afraid of horses, or you work with horses. This will make it way easier and more fun to be with horses. But it's actually also for people who do not have horses. I almost always have at least one that comes because they are afraid of horses. Because you will learn a lot about yourself, because they mirror you in another way than people can do.
Ja, dus die klas is eigenlijk voor iedereen. En voor mensen die met paarden werken, die bang zijn van paarden. En ik ben al een stuk vergeten wat Hanne mij verteld heeft. I already forgot piece what you were telling me. I'm so sorry.
It's for the different horse people, those who just play with horses and work with horses. It will be easier and more fun if you do this class.
Yeah.
There is one thing I would like to show you guys before we go. Yeah, I'm gonna, because we have this is in Colorado, where I also live on this ranch, and we have 21 horses here. And there's one horse here I want to show you. He's 44 years old.
Wow.
Yes, wow.
What does that mean in horse world?
That means I've never heard about it before. Normally horses will be like 20, 25. Here's Macho. His name is Macho. And he is 44 years old.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Isn't it amazing?
Hi, Macho. It's like Macho.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This Macho, and his job on this ranch, he has the paddock that is right at the driveway, and he when you ask him questions, he tells you that he is the gatekeeper here. He keeps an eye on everybody who comes and goes, and if they have any entities with them, he takes them.
Wow. Oh my God.
44 years old. Can you believe it? It's just amazing. I've never heard of a horse that old.
Dus voor de mensen die het niet hebben begrepen en voor zover dat ik nog heel kort kan omvatten, is dit paard die ze heeft laten zien, is 44 jaar oud, wat heel oud is in de paardenwereld. De meeste zijn zo rond de 25, 26 jaar. En als ze gingen vragen stellen aan het paard wat zijn job is dat hij eigenlijk de poortwachter is. En dus hij houdt een oogje in het zeil voor al wie hier binnenkomt. En een van de dingen die hij doet is entities overnemen van de mensen die hier toekomen. Hoe leuk is dat? Oh, well, thank you, Hanne, for this interview, for showing us. I forgot his name already.
Macho? Macho?
And Macho himself, of course. I'm sure he contributed to the space as well.
Yep.
And and thank you for creating the class in the Netherlands.
Thank you.
So,
thank you, Xandra, for putting it up. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Xandra. And I will put in the extra information that is required for the people. And this will be part of our mail from the werkgroep Nederland. And I would say, hoe wordt het nog beter dan dat? En wat is hier nog meer mogelijk?
Yes, what else is possible? Thank you so much, Evie. You're amazing.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.